Good evening and welcome to Monday's We Are Leeds. Coming up tonight, the Lions are tamed at Ellen Road. We've got reaction from David Sommer and Simon Grayson. Leeds legend Eddie Gray goes through Saturday's action and previews the game against Leicester. And the LUTV cameras were at Anthony Clevane's book launch for The Promised Land. Good evening and welcome to Monday night's We Are Leeds. So a 3-1 win for Leeds against Millwall knocked the Lions off the top of the Championship table. In a moment we'll hear from Eddie Gray, but first reaction from the boss Simon Grayson and two-goal hero David Sommer.
I thought we were excellent in terms of our all-round performance. We worked hard, we created some good chances. On another day the game could have been over at half-time. Cleared off the line, missed opportunities, hit the woodwork. But the big pleasing thing for me was that we actually responded well from going a goal behind and a bizarre own goal really, and that shows a lot about the team, that we can put out a team to go and pass the ball around and create chances, but you've got to have that inner belief to make sure that when things go against you, you've got to dig in there and respond quickly.
I'm just really happy, Leeds got a victory, championship. I got 2 goals and everybody's happy.
He's worked hard, he's gone to Gainsborough, he's gone to Bradford Park Avenue, he's gone to other places to get his match fitness ready for an occasion like today, and at this point we've not had him available before, but we know that the signs there of a player within our grasp, and going to Lincoln was a big benefit for him last year. He's getting to grips of it. He'll be delighted with his performance, even though it's a cameo performance, but he's got to build on it now. He's got to try and force his way into my plans in terms of his all-round game and not just his sort of performance today.
And I want to set my standards high too, because I want to go up, in football. And the best way to do it is here at Leeds, hopefully.
It's only 3 league games in, but obviously you want to try and make an impact as quickly as possible. And we did well against Derby, well enough, improved and did for 3/4 of the game against Forest last week, and today dominated for the majority of it. So it's a tough division, but we've acquitted ourselves well so far, but we've got to make sure that we push on and don't stand still and make sure that we keep raising the bar every week now.
Reaction from the Leeds camp from Saturday's 3-1 win against Millwall. We're now joined in the We Are Leeds studio by Leeds United legend Eddie Gray. Good evening.
Evening, Ben.
Eddie, impressive performance.
Very impressive. I think it's the best I've played for years. I mean, not only it's the best since Simon came to the football club, I think it's the best performance I've seen for 4 or 5 years. I thought everybody was terrific. The defenders done their job for by early on in the game, their own goal. But other than that, midfield players dominated. The two front boys played well, wide players played well. Just a great performance all round. I mean, Neil Kilkenny was terrific. Probably the most effective game I've seen him playing for a long time, Neil Kilkenny. I thought he played terrific, kept the game moving. But in general, Simon must have been very, very happy with all his players.
Let's take you through some of the key moments, starting with the Richard Naylor own goal. It was difficult.
Yeah, it was a bad mistake though for Bissone. You're a defender, the first thing you do, you clear the ball, but Morrison closed them down and he hooked the ball into the middle, very high. A few people thought the goalkeeper should have came for it, but I didn't. I didn't think there was any danger at all. The ball's going away for the goal, but what a great header for Richard Naylor. Unfortunately, it was in the wrong end of the pitch. I mean, Luciano Becchio couldn't have done it any better with that. Obviously
disappointing for Richard Naylor to score the own goal, but from there on in, he had a great afternoon, and particularly in the second half, one moment of real bravery. Yeah, real bravery. I mean, he literally put his head in the line. Corner kick comes in for their left-hand side. He's knocked down. Robinson in the centre half, he's come in to volley it, and he just threw himself full length and got his head to it, headed it away. And you've seen the reaction of the players, and especially Kasper Schmeichel. He runs out his goal about 25 yards to pack him in the back of the head, because he realises what an important challenge it was. I mean, low down, and he's trying to put his foot through it, and he was lucky he never got his head kicked off when you actually see that. But all credit to the captain. After the own goal, he never let it upset him, and he bounced back. So Leeds United got back into it. It was that man, Lloyd Sam, again. He's on a red-hot goal-scoring streak. Yeah, what happens was, a lovely little ball round the corner for Neil Kilkenny. Sam runs at them, plays Luciano Becchio in, a nice little side foot pass for Luciano Becchio, and Sam comes in and finished it very well. I mean, I thought it was a good goal. I mean, Lloyd Sam all afternoon, in that little area, it caused him so many problems, and he laid it off well when he actually got to the back 4. And Luciano Becchio as well, he just seen Lloyd Sam coming up and supporting him, just rolled into his path, side foot into his path, and a great finish. I mean, it was a tremendous goal. At that stage, it was one apiece. It stayed like that for long periods of the game. And then, once again, Simon does it. He pulls out the substitute to change the game. The man we've all been waiting to see, David Sommer.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, there have been good vibes coming out, you know, with Thor Parks about him, the good finisher. Chris Sutton gave him a big build-up this week. And it's amazing when he gets a build-up, you know, he goes and scores the goals. Lloyd Sam gets the ball out on the right-hand side, you know, pushes onto his left foot, knocks it into the box. The goalkeeper made a terrible error. He comes to the ball, completely misses it. Luciano Becchio heads it on. Sanchez Watt gets the ball, cuts it back. And there's a lot of bodies between David Sommer and the goal, but he was very cool. Never tried to bust the net with it. Picked his spot, placed it in between the defenders. And a good striker's finished that. That's what you want to see for your striker. Not trying to bust the ball, just placed it in the back of the net between the defenders. There's probably 3 or 4 players between him and the goal. And it was a good finish. And we were a bit lucky because Luciano Becchio was actually trying to get to it. And if he would have got to it, it wouldn't have happened.
Now, to seal the game at 3-1, great pass from Johnny Howson late in injury time, and Sommer did really well.
A great bait for Johnny Howson, up the right-hand side, right in the touchline, sees David Sommer running away, plays it into him. Great first touch for David Sommer. You see the first touch is terrific. Brings it down with his right foot, knocks it onto his left side, takes the defender, a little shimmy with the defender, just takes him one way, smashes it with his left foot right in the top corner. Great goal. The thing about that goal is, if he wouldn't have scored the first goal, he might not have been as confident and might have tried to find Luciano Becchio instead of going on his own. But it was a great finish and a great start to his Ellen Road career.
Eddie, have we unearthed another star?
Yeah, we could have done. I mean, he's looking, you know, he's looking powerful. He's a big, powerful lad. He looks to have 2 great feet, and obviously he can finish. For what people say about him, he can finish, and that's a big strength. And he could be knocking at the door. I mean, I think Simon might be tempted to give him a run out, 90 minutes at some time.
Now, you mentioned how many players you were impressed with on Saturday. Now, one man who stood out for me was Sanchez Watt. He seemed to have everything. Simon seems to have found a perfect position for him.
Well, I think it suits him playing there rather than out wide. I mean, you see some of the skill he's got, his little drag back in between people. And the great thing on Saturday was he found space to get into the game. It was dropping off their central defenders, in behind their midfield players, getting little passes played to him, and he was very positive. As soon as he got the ball, he was running at people. And consequently, the back 4 didn't know whether to stick or twist. They didn't know where to come out and close them down. And when he did that, he just slipped players in. I thought he played tremendous on Saturday. It's the best he's played since he came to Ellen Road.
There were moments when you watched him, it reminded you a lot of Fab Delph.
Yeah, I mean, he's a powerful runner. He's not as aggressive. I'll tell you what, he works hard as well, though. I mean, that's a good thing about him. He's got good feet and good vision as well. I mean, I was pleased to see he was trying to take shots on his own in the first half, getting into good areas. I thought he played tremendous.
It's interesting, 10 days ago, we're saying Simon hasn't really got a lot of options up front. Billy Painter's injured, Luciano Becchio's there on his own. All of a sudden now you've got David Sommer scoring 2 goals, Sanchez Watt finds a new position, and he seems to have an embarrassment of riches.
Well, the Sanchez Watt thing's probably come about just by chance. You know, you're playing at Nottingham, you're playing, you know, the 4-3-3, it's not working. Decides to change it, pushes him up front, and from then on, he played well at Nottingham. And Saturday, it was terrific. I think the position suits him, the way he plays the game. I think he's more suited to playing in that type of role rather than stuck out wide.
Now, it's very interesting. I was standing Kenny Jackett's press conference afterwards, and he was asked about the strengths that Leeds had. People mentioned Kilkenny, they mentioned Howson, David Sommer coming on, Sanchez Watt. But the one man that he picked out, and the big difference he says between Leeds United last season and this, is Kasper Schmeichel. Not for the saves he's making, but he's saying his distribution changes the game.
Well, I've said to everybody, I mean, I watch him warming up. He's probably the best kicker any goalkeeper I've ever seen. I mean, he's tremendous accuracy. And it doesn't half turn defence into attack. I mean, especially when Bradley Johnson goes that left side and he pings the balls out to him, because he knows Bradley Johnson's good in the air and he comes on and wins most headers. And the thing I like about him as well, he talks to people. There's an example there, kicking the ball to Bradley Johnson, gets up, knocks it down, and it puts their defenders under pressure right away. It's a great asset to have when your goalkeeper can kick the ball that accurately and that far. I mean, he could kick it right out of the ground if he wanted to. He's that much power. But it's his accuracy that's the thing. Basically, he's probably the best passer of the ball in the team.
It's interesting because people talk about great shot stoppers, people who come for crosses, and different attributes for a keeper. But in the modern game, I suppose distribution is now key.
Oh, distribution is key. And he's very confident when balls are knocked through and goal. He'll come out his goal. When he came out on Saturday, he probably shouldn't have came. You know, and he get into a little bit of a middle with Collins, the centre-back, and Collins. But he's that confident in his kicking ability. You know, he does that, and it's a great asset. And we must also say about the goalkeeper, he made a tremendous save on Saturday when it was 2-1. You know, reaction save, he's got great reactions, but his distribution is just tremendous. But he works hard at it.
Thank you very much, Eddie. More from Eddie very shortly on the game against Leicester. But first, some news from Thorpe Arch today. And Callum Davenport is training with Leeds United. Simon Grayson gives us more.
He's going to train with us. Glyn knows him well from when he was at West Ham. He's available. Obviously, he's had his court cases finished a few weeks ago, so we've given him the opportunity to come and train with us. And he looks fit and looks strong. He's still got a little bit of work to be done because obviously what happened last year. But no, he's a good player, and we're obviously interested in looking at good players all the time. He's spent a lot of time doing his rehab. He needs football work now, and we can give him that here. He might be here a week, it might be here 3-4 weeks, it might be longer. We've given the opportunity to come and train with us and hopefully get himself really fit and impress, and then we'll just take it from there.
So there's no time frame on making a decision of offering him?
No, not at all, because it'll be when he's fit and ready to be playing or considered for selection, and then we can take it from there.
Simon Grayson on Callum Davenport. Eddie, Callum Davenport training with Leeds. We all know what's happened to him, and we hope he can get back to full fitness.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. I mean, Simon wants to see the boy fit, then he'll judge him. I mean, he's had his problems, everybody knows about them, but he's back now on the training field, and his only thought will be trying to get match fit to prove to the people at Leeds United, Simon and his coaching staff, he's worthy of a place in the squad, and we'll just see how it goes. You don't know how long it'll take, though. I mean, he's not been training for a while. He'll just be getting his fitness back, and then it'd be a good asset if he would get back to full fitness.
Eddie, from Simon's point of view, this seems to be a no-lose.
Well, I think it is. I mean, you just bring the player in, he can look at him, assess him. He's not under contract to anybody, and you just take it for there.
Let's move on to the Carling Cup second-round game against Leicester, another Championship side visiting Ellen Road. It's interesting, 12 Championship teams fell at the first hurdle in the Carling Cup, but Leeds and Leicester made it through. Do you see this as a tough challenge?
I think it's a tough challenge. Leicester haven't started well. New manager, Paul Sousa, he's not started that well. I mean, the team are bottom of the division. I think it's a good game for us because they're a decent side. The players will go out, they'll approach the game in the right manner. And I think it gives Simon the chance to play somebody like David Sommer. Max Gradle might even play against his old side and give one or two players a little rest. You know, Simon himself says one or two little knocks. I think Alex Bruce will probably play again like he did in the last round against Lincoln. And it's an opportunity for us to progress. I mean, I was very surprised at some of the managers in the last round, you know, leaving out so many players, you know, playing basically shadow squads. I mean, I think Simon done it right. He played a strong squad. And I think once again, Simon will pick a team that's capable of winning the game. That's the thing that will be in his mind. And he's got plenty of options now, as you mentioned earlier, Ben.
Eddie, thank you very much. We'll see you again on Friday. Now, don't forget, tickets on sale for the game against Leicester via the website www.leedsunited.com, or you can call the ticket office on 0871 334 1992. The club would like to remind fans that 4,000 fans turned up on the night for the game against Lincoln, had to wait to get inside the stadium. So again, please buy in advance. And the latest odds on Leeds United against Leicester available from the website leedsunited.com with Leeds United's official betting partner, Sporting Bet. Now, the under-18s kicked off their season at the weekend. Neil Redfern's side went 1-0 up through Dominic Pollion, but were dragged back and lost 3-1 in the end to Crystal Palace. Again, a full match report on the website. Now, next up, a bit of culture. Last week, James Stanley went to meet Anthony Clavane, who's written a new book called The Promised Land.